Hi, this is Bruce, and this is part 2 of looking at how to improve voice recording using the audio tools in Adobe Premiere Pro. So in the first part, flipping over to the audio section, we used the Essential Sound panel in order to improve our sound. But there's another way of working. So over here on the left-hand side, you can see we have a whole bunch of different controls. And if we go into Effects and then into Audio Effects, then you can see we can get a higher level of control of what we're doing with the audio. So when we looked at the Essential Sound, one of the things that we did was we denoised or we did noise reduction. So if we take this noise reduction effect in Audio Effects, or the denoise effect, and drag it onto our audio, then you can see it shows up here in our Audio Effects panel. If we click on Edit, then we can see we've got the Denoise Editor.
Media is a 3-year program where we focus on 3 things: graphic design, web development, and communication.
What you can see here is the waveforms of the 2 channels that are in our recording. So just out of the box, this is the difference. So off.
Micromedia is a 3-year program where we focus on 3 things.
And on.
Graphic design, web development, and communications.
So already we can see that there's quite a big difference just with this out of the box. So some of the things that we might want to look at is the amount of noise reduction we're going to do. The default here is 40%. If we put it up to its max and remember to enable the sound reduction.
Micromedia is a 3-year program where we focus on 3 things.
So you can see the problem here is that the voice becomes highly unnatural sounding. So if we reduce that down to 80%.
Graphic design, web development, and communications.
And let's try it at 60%.
Micromedia is a 3-year program where we focus on 3 things.
And let's try it down at 20%.
Graphic design, web development, and communications.
So we can see somewhere around probably 30% to 40% is the sweet spot for having some pretty good sound reduction combined with a more natural sounding voice.
Micromedia is a 3-year program where we focus on 3 things.
The next thing you can see is we can change what it is that we're processing. So we can, if we find that there's a lot of lower frequencies, we can focus on those.
Graphic design, web development, and communications. Micromedia is a 3-year program where we focus on 3 things: graphic design, web development, and communications.
This is higher and lower.
Micromedia is a 3-year program where we focus on 3 things.
So that sounds pretty good to me. Let's compare it to the all frequencies.
Graphic design, web development, and communications.
Right. So for me, I think this is probably the best. We're focusing on the very low sounds from the traffic and some of the higher sounds that are coming in, although that doesn't seem to be as important. But this sounds to me like it's about the most natural sounding of the voice. So if we come up here and click on Output Noise Only, this is going to show us what it is that we're getting rid of from our original recording.
Micromedia is a 3-year program where we focus.
So you can see we still hear quite a bit of my voice, and ideally we would hear very little of the voice in this thing.
On 3 things: graphic design, web development, and communications.
The other thing that can often really help improve, especially if you've got sounds that are in certain frequencies, is the Parametric Equalizer. So we'll add that by double-clicking it, and you can see it's been added to our effects stack here. And if we go in here and edit it.
Micromedia is a 3-year program where we focus.
Let's just turn off the denoise for a second.
on three things: graphic design, web development, and communications.
And so again, what we have here are all the frequencies of the sound in our recording, or the audio in our recording. And often what we want to do is try and get rid of those frequencies that are not voice frequencies. So if I come over here and I take the low pass and drag that down, so I'm getting rid essentially of all these sounds down to below about 100 hertz.
Micromedia is a 3-year program where we focus on three things: graphic design, web development, and communications.
Right. So we can roll off the low end and get rid of those really low sounds. And we can also do the same in the high end.
Micromedia is a 3-year program where we focus on three things: graphic design, web development, and communications.
And let's bring the re-enable the denoiser.
Micromedia is a 3-year program where we focus on three things: graphic design, web development, and communication.
And so I think what we see is that we've taken this largely unusable audio and made it much more usable using a couple of the tools that are available in order to improve the sound quality in Adobe Premiere Pro. I hope this helps.